Still working through the bitter cold and redoing the drawers on this episode of
the Clutch Trucker Channel.
Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. Still freaking cold. We're up to 2 degrees. Only feels like minus 13 now, or minus 20 now or something, and instead of minus 30. Freaking ridiculous. So here it is, still Wednesday, the 23rd. It's later in the afternoon. I went back in after I had lunch. I came back out here, and my feet were so frozen I had to go back in. Came back out, so now I'm trying to do some more on the drawers. I've double checked my measurements for the first drawer. I can reuse my 2 sideboards, not cyborg, but sideboards. Gotta remake the bottom and the back and the front. So I was down there taking all that apart, trying to find my batteries that keep floating around the pole barn because of the other project. So got those apart, and now, I mean, your tips to your fingers freeze in just like 10 minutes out there. So back in, trying to warm up again, and we'll go back out and cut the boards, and I'll probably come back in, then I'll go back out and put them together, or I might just bring them in here and put them together. What do you think? Okay, so here's how I know the cold is definitely affecting my thinking and everything. So, you know, I did the rails, so they're on the side, they stick down more than the floor does, and what will be the front. I hadn't put the front on yet, wanting to test this to make sure it was going to fit. And as you can clearly see, it does not. It will not go in. It's just a little too wide now. So I went from too narrow to too wide, so I've got to do it again. This was actually the 3rd time. So what will now come is the 4th time. So I had to stop running, cook dinner for everybody, make sure my wife had dinner. She was going to be coming late, but I wanted to make sure she had something when she got home. She's the only breadwinner in the house right now. Let's not piss her off, right? And I had to talk to her for a little while. Not had to, but got to talk to her for a little while and everything. So then once then I got back out here tonight, we're trying some more. What makes it so hard is, of course, I can only be outside for about 10 minutes at a time before my fingers freeze. I have to come back into the truck and try to warm up. So now I've got to go take this apart again, trim it down just a little bit more. I found the top of that space is a little bit narrower than the bottom. That's the problem. So I'm going to try to trim it again, put it back together again, and we'll see what happens. Wow. I don't think I was even out there 10 minutes. I got it apart, trimmed, started to put it back together, and it just got too freaking cold. How cold is it now? Yeah, it's actually warmer than it was this morning. By a little bit. It's still just dangerously cold. And they say, there's a frostbite in 10 minutes, so you really can't stay out there with your skin exposed more than that. And yeah, I believe it. All right, so I'm gonna get back out, finish putting it back together. We'll bring it back in and see what happens. Okay, success. You can see it fits. Just fits inside like I want it to. So now I need to make the front just right so it'll sit just inside. And it's not going to be quite flush. The back isn't quite deep enough, but at this point, I don't care. It's going to be close enough. I think it'll look fine. So I'm going to go cut that board, and we'll try to put that on and see what happens. Okay, so here it is all put together. It's a box. Yeah, but that's a good looking box, though. That's a good looking box. Solid. More solid than the drawers, even in the dressers and stuff in your house or cabinets. Because this has to be solid bouncing down the road. So, took John Holgren's suggestions and made the sides higher than the back and the front. Well, where's the front? Right, yeah, the front. You can see right there. So that it wouldn't catch on the carpet. So that it would mainly just be sliding on the inside rails and on the carpet part. Alright, so we had fit the box without the front on just a couple minutes ago. Now, let's double check. I had to taper because the top was about 1/4 of an inch narrower than the bottom, and I made it just a hair bigger on each side, so hopefully it'll fit nice and flush in there. Let's hope. I don't want to have to do it again. Look at that, it fits. Yay! I think that looks much better with it flush along the side panel. Well, it's damn near flush. It sticks out a little bit, but I'm not going to redo it at this point. I think it looks pretty good. It stashes in there. Of course, how do I open it without a handle or hole in it right now? Well, that's going to be the interesting part. Okay, I do need to put either a hole or a knob on it. I'm going to check my hardware and see what I have left knob-wise. I might have one. But the suggestion of putting this just a little bit higher than the carpet, and that the side rails are lower than the back, the front, and everything else. Look how easily it slides. See, that slides oh so nicely. So I'll be able to pull it out easily while driving. That's going to be great. You can see how nicely it slides all the way in there. Isn't that good? I think that looks much better. So we're going to do the bottom drawer the same way. Alright, was looking through all my bags of stuff to see what I had left over, and I did find a couple of knobs. I do want to say, I can tell you one difference. When it's feels like 30 below and feels like just 21 below, at least on high idle, I got the truck revving up enough, closed up the windows and everything, and now with a whole backup sealed up with insulation and everything and the wood over it, the heat actually kind of stays in here. I actually got it warm enough in here so that I feel decent when I come back in, and I can warm up much quicker, so that's nice. Alright, so now on another note here, I don't know where my scissors are, so we'll do this the old-fashioned way and rip, baby. There go the screws. So I've got these knobs that I've been using all over the truck. Like for the closet back there, you know, the front of the microwave, the Ninja Foodie, this cabinet up above my head, the nightstand upstairs, and the closet upstairs. I've used this knob, the same knob, all over, so it all matches. I've got 3 of these left, so I can use 2 for the drawers, and it'll just look nice. That'll be there. You can see it's a deep knob there, so I can easily grab fingers behind it and pull easy. So if I just mount that in the middle of the drawer, that's going to make a great pull for the drawer. I think it'll look a lot nicer than just a hole in there. What do you think? So some people have thought, well, the steps go all that far over, but I don't really use the left side of the steps. That was mainly there just to build the drawers. So I think these knobs will work great. They'll match with everything else. Now, once that front of that drawer is painted, imagine how nice that's going to look, okay? So I think I'm going to go that route. Okay, gee, that only took, what, 2 days to build one drawer? I hope now that I kind of have the whole concept and I know what I'm doing, maybe I can get the second drawer built tonight. If I can get that done tonight, in this kind of frigid weather, I'll at least feel fairly satisfied that I got something else inside done. One of the last of only like 3 major projects left inside to do. One of them was these drawers. I got to build the cubby and vent area for up next to the bed upstairs behind that cabinet. And I still have to finish off the countertop behind my seat attached to the sink area. I haven't screwed all that down and finished that off yet until I do the plumbing underneath, which again I have to be outside of the truck leaning into those boxes to do, and it's just too freaking cold. So I'll be getting to that this weekend, as well as finishing up the rear of the box with the diamond plate, so that hopefully all that'll be done. So if I can get these drawers done, and then tomorrow and Friday I'm going to get up there and try to do that cubby area and the vent area, and I'll explain that all as I'm getting to that. Okay, I went ahead and put the knob on. I'm going to have to take it back off to paint it, but wanted to show you that now how easy that's going to be to grab and pull. And it slides out oh so nicely. And I can just go right back in with it. So that's going to be perfect. Slides so good. And I think that knob is going to look nice there. Matches that one down there. And once that's painted, it's going to look good, baby. Going to look good. Okay, now going to do all the measurements for the lower drawer, and then go out and cut all the wood for that, put it together, and we'll try to put that in place and see if it fits. Alright, I've got all the pieces cut down there to make my bottom drawer. On top you see the back, below that's the bottom, below that's the front, and then I've got the 2 sides down there. So once I warm up again, I'll go put those back together. Look at this. I am Mr. Sawdust. All over my coat and my arms. Look at that. That's freaking ridiculous. As you can see, when it's slid out, it actually works. And I can push it back in. You have to jiggle it just a bit, but it does go. Well, of course now it's not going so easy. There it goes. I'm going to trim a little on the front of the drawer part too, but I think I can make it work. Okay, I went ahead and put the front on. I had to trim a little bit more on the right side than the left side because that board sticks out a little bit more than that board did with a panel on it. Had to pull that panel off, so I've got to trim some off of it or just simply move it over. But otherwise the drawer does work and it slides in ever so nicely. So I'll fix that trim piece and we'll put a knob on it and we'll be good to go. Alright, it's still freaking cold out here, but I've been keeping the paint inside, so I think I may take these drawer pieces out and try to paint the front. That's really all that has to be painted is the front. So if I can paint the front, leave it out there for like a day or so, it should dry enough that I can put them back in. I've taken the knobs back off, so we'll go see if we can paint them. Alright, if you followed my channel at all, you know I tend to paint stuff that you won't even see. So I painted the entire drawers, the sides, the front, the other side, even the inside. Why not? So there's the big drawer, there's the little one, there's the front. So, painted the whole thing, why not? It's going to probably take about a day and a half at least for these things to dry. Alright, so that's where we're stopping tonight. You know, those are out there drying. Little trim pieces I have to put on around the steps to finish it off. I still have to put trim pieces on in the ceiling back there and stuff. That's all going to happen when I'm back on the road because I got to get back on the road. We're out of money, so you know I got to get earning some cash again. So I'm going to be doing a lot of the finishing details once I'm back on the road because I can bring little trim pieces and I can bring the tools with me and we'll do all that. So there's where we're stopping tonight. We'll have another video hopefully tomorrow or so, and hopefully we'll have Rusty again. I just wasn't going to drag the damn dog out here when it's this cold. It's still freaking cold. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. As always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty sleeping inside. Out. Unlike you, Strebeck, I only have 2 vices. 1, cigarettes. 2, a good chili dog. So please let me eat my lunch in peace.